All right, online people, can you see me now? I just put another tab. No problem? Okay, cool. All right, guys, so let's dive in to the basics. So cluster 1, we obviously begin with cluster 1. Let's see. So in the next couple of classes, we'll be doing the basics. Of course, we'll be understanding the how the law is framed. That anyway I saw basics of it today. But then the Bare Act, how to read the Bare Act as such. So just randomly, if I have to write some section number, let us say, out of the blue, I'll just write some random section number. It is not even a section number as per the Companies Act 2013. Actually, it was a 1956 one. How do I read this? This is called what section? This one? Subsection. Can you please close the door if you don't mind? Yeah, thank you. That's fine, one of you. And this is what this is called? Thank you. This is called clause. This is what? Clause? No, subclause. Subclause. Everything in life has a clause, no? Has a rule attached to it. Even Santa has a clause, right? So if you see, everyone comes with rules. 274 section, then subsection, then clause and subclause. Now, while writing in the exam, I can write subclause A of clause G of subsection 1 of section 274 like that, and I keep on writing every 6 months also. I can write like that for every section if I write, for every answer if I write this dialogue, then every 6 months I can keep on writing. That's what's going to happen. We cannot write. Can I write? Should I write? No, I can just write this 274 1GA. What does it essentially mean is in section 274, there are various subsections. Assume in the first subsection, there are various clauses A, B, C, D, F like that. In G, there are various subclauses. That's how it is. So you can just say 274 1GA. Now, if you can remember the full thing, great. If you can remember only 274 1G, great. If you remember 274 1, great. Or full confusion 274, yes. But never ever write the wrong section number. If you do not know, if you are slightly confused, leave it. Problem with us is confidently we'll write the wrong one. That is one problem that we need to, by writing it will go, don't worry. Now, if I open the Companies Bare Act, right, there are various sections, etc. But initially, it's divided into various chapters actually. There are various chapters. So they have categorized the various sections. There are 470 odd sections. That is divided into various chapters. How many chapters are there? Any idea? How many chapters? How many chapters? 29 chapters are there. Yes, Shraddha, correct. 29 chapters. 29 chapters are there. For example, I am giving you that it's not that first chapter has only section 1 to 10. It's not like that. It differs. For example, chapter number 9. Chapter number 9. Originally 29. Yes, Siddesh. Couple of chapters removed that you leave. But there were 29 chapters, technically speaking. What are the chapters which are removed? Relating to winding up. Why? Winding up was earlier in Companies Act. Now there is a separate law only for winding up. Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. So all those related stuff was deleted. So that we will see later. Chapter number 9, for example, talks about accounts of companies. This starts with section 128, just an example, to around 138. Chapter number 10, I am telling you because you have studied it in auditing, in Inter. This is auditor's provisions. Again, it starts from 139, ends in 148, like that. Then chapter 11 starts and all that. Till chapter 10, essentially everything was there in CA Inter. Technically speaking, our syllabus, or rather at least what is given on record, is from 149 onwards. But don't you think so? They can ask you previous areas also. Yes, everything is interlinked. CA final includes CA Inter, whether we like it or not. So they will give you everything from behind. We need to understand that. And of course, generally the definition section is always given in section 2. So I showed you the official gazette in the morning. This is the official gazette, right? And then this is framed like this. When was it formed? All those things. Now generally in Bare Act it will be like this only. If you download from MCA website, it will be it will look like this actually. So if you see this, what is this, guys? Number 18 of 2013 means what? Okay, this is the Companies Act. This is obviously the title of the law. This is when it was published. Received the assent of the President on 29th August. When was it published? 30th August. Now, this is the title of the law. Companies Act 2013. Right? Number 18 of 2013 means what? Means? Yes, it means that this is the 18th Act passed in the year 2013. It is the 18th law that is passed in the year 2013. Chapter 1 to 9, never, 1 to 10, do not ignore. It comes in auditing, auditor's provision. Everything is included, so we cannot miss out. But I am saying on the face of it, it starts with directors. Directors is from 149. But we will have to see all the previous sections. So it is the 18th law passed by the Parliament in the year 2013. 18th bill which was tabled. Then this one, bill number, this one is called as the preamble. Correct? Preamble. Constitution as preamble, we the people of India. Correct? Socialist, sovereign, democratic republic. So that same. So what is the objective of this particular law? In one simple words, an act to consolidate and amend the law relating to companies. Now let's not waste time going to the history. It's not needed. What are all the laws were there? Companies Act was there since forever. The Britishers brought it, we copied it. It's there 1888, 1885, so many Companies Act, 1913, 38, 28 also was there. It went through many changes by the British there in England. So they also adopted the same here in India. But the first law in independent India, of course, was 1956. Companies Act 1956. After that, the next only was this one, 2013. Then so many came, 15, 17, 19, but they are all amendments to the main law, 2013. 2020 also I showed you in the penalty change that was incorporated in 2013 itself. Preamble, consolidate means what? All the previous laws are consolidated, and to amend. Of course there are amended. If this line is not there, I can't amend. What have I amended? 2013 has been amended 5 times already. 15, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, 22, 23 also it's coming already. So basically it keeps on coming relating to companies. Then see, first chapter starts with preliminary. Now this first one is always about preliminary. What is this act called? I'll just show this, it's the same. What is this act called? So if you see here, this is preamble, etc. Short title, extent and commencement and application. So we need to know where all this section will, this entire act will apply. This may be called as the Companies Act 2013. It extends to obviously what? Whole of India. Except Jammu and Kashmir and all, earlier was there, but after the abrogation of 370, I'm not saying in Companies Act, generally in other labor legislation, etc. There was, like for example, mercantile laws, Contract Act, Sale of Goods Act, everything was what? Except Jammu and Kashmir. That was anyway removed. But Companies Act, from the time immemorial, it's always applied to whole of India. Because it relates to all the companies that are there in our country. This section shall come into force at once. Which section? Section 1. And other sections you will various dates is what they say, that we'll see later. Now what all does this section apply to? Provisions of this act shall apply to what all? Companies incorporated under this act. Under this act means which act? Companies Act 2013. Just giving you an example, showing you the bare act. You can obviously use the MMJC app to check the same, or you can see the screen, whichever is comfortable to you. This is just for your understanding, that's all. And again, I repeat, do not go behind section numbers. I'm just showing you what are all there. Under this Act 2013 or under previous company law. Always remember, whenever you have these dialogues, previous company law, what will you check? When I say previous company law, will you check in Google? What are the previous company laws that were passed in India? Always remember, whenever you have a doubt, the first thing that you need to see is whether this dialogue previous company law is given in the act itself. You have to search for it. Where will you search? Always it will be in the definition section. Definition section in any law except a few laws is always in section number 2. Any law you take up, definitions will be in section number 2, except IBC, except negotiable instruments. These are something different. Otherwise, it is always given in section number 2. Peculiarity of section number 2 in every act is what? It's definition. Second peculiarity, when it is 2 and 1. Generally, when I say 274 and 1, you will call it section 274, subsection 1. So here under 2 there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and all. So what should I ideally say? Section 2, subsection 1, section 2, subsection 2. But the peculiarity of definition is, we cannot call this a subsection, they are called as clause. It's weird. Only for, what do you say, definitions. When I say 2, 1, it is not called as a subsection, it is called as a clause. That's the nomenclature. In all other sections, if it is 3, 1, A, section 3, subsection 1, clause A. For this, that subsection is not there only, directly it is a clause. Correct? Direct entry scheme. Correct? Section 2, clause 1. Only for definitions, 2 peculiarities. Definition section is always section 2 unless otherwise in some rare cases like negotiable instruments, IBC and all that. In IBC it is in section 3 and section 5. But negotiable also it's 3. And in your General Clause Act also it is in 3 it comes. But in all other laws it is in 2. And in peculiarity of this 2 is, it is called 2 clause 1, 2 clause 2, 2 clause 3. And it is always organized in alphabetical order, not in the order of importance. It is organized in the alphabetical order. So Abridged Prospectus, AB, then AC, then AL, then Appellate Tribunal, Articles. So I need to see the previous company law. If, because you see, I just saw here, no, in section 1, I saw previous company law. Now doubt for me. Under this act, I know, okay. Under this act, I know, very sure. It's easy, 2013. But what is previous company law? I should see if it is there here or not. Again, if you brush through, if you see LMNO, so it obviously should come in P, right? Previous company law. Check it out. 2 clause 67. Again, section number you leave. You see, because of the British East India Company, the British, they controlled our country for so many years. Whenever they changed the law there, they made a copy-paste version and called it the Indian Companies Act. So there you see Indian Companies Act 1866. Yeah, Shraddha, it's the same. Then 1866 again, 1882, 1913, 1942, right, 1956. And any other law for the merged territories of Part B states other than the state of Jammu and Kashmir. There was a lot of reorganization of states that happened. Part A, Part B, all that were there. Then Jammu and Kashmir also, to an instrument of accession, it happened. Right? If you see the history, Jammu and Kashmir, when the partition happened, they didn't know whether to join Pakistan or India. Maharaja Hari Singh was in a dilemma. Then suddenly Pakistanis attacked. Under the orders of Jinnah, they attacked. Now this fellow wanted to protect his own region. He wanted a separate country for Jammu and Kashmir. So especially the Kashmir region. So he said, what do I do? Then he sought the help of Indians, saying that please protect me. Indians are very smart. You sign that you are mine, only then I'll protect you. That was called the instrument of accession. That is till today claimed it was under coercion, force. It was not. He had no choice. Why the hell will I help you if you don't tell that you are a part of me? I will protect my country. Why should I help you? Tell me the reason, then I'll see. No, you first help, then I'll see. Mother promise, I'll give you. No mother promise. Sign first, then I'll come. So they signed. That is why. But they told one thing. The Raja said, boss, but you can't put your own laws and all here. Now I wanted Kashmir. What did I tell? Article 370, Constitution. You will have separate laws with respect to labor legislations, with respect to simplified version I am telling. You can have your own laws with respect to your mercantile laws and all, but the fiscal legislation, Income Tax Act, Companies Act, all that will apply, boss, don't cry. Okay, fine. They signed, then they were driven out, but one part they still occupied. So that is obviously the POK, Pakistan occupied Kashmir. And rather than driving them out, stupidly we called the United Nations who put the line of control. That is a brief story. That's what they have given here. Jammu and Kashmir also same. In so far as banking, insurance and financial corporations are concerned, and before the commencement of the central laws extension to Jammu and Kashmir Act and all those things. So basically these are all called as the previous laws. So when I see in section number 1, when you get a doubt in section number 1, this act will apply to companies incorporated under this act. Means everything that has been incorporated after 2013. This act will apply. Anything that has been incorporated from 1866 also, the act will apply. Tatas, Birlas, Maffatlals, all these fellows are there for more than 150 years. They are all there in some old Companies Act. That also will cover. Now the question here is all this. Again, see, Portuguese Commercial Code, Registration of Companies, Sikkim Act 1961. Sikkim also is a separate territory. Came under Indian rule in 1961. Got independence. Correct? So if you see, all these things, guys, are part of the deal. All the companies registered under these various other laws, which were actually British law, but then converted to Indian Act. As that's why I said standalone Companies Act framed by Indians was 1956. That also was copy paste of British law only. But standalone, after independence it came 1956. That also is given here. Any company from 1866 onwards, whatever it is, will be called part of the previous company law. Goes without saying. Because anything before that, no, anyway was part of this. Because in 1866 there is a clause which says older companies should register again under this act. So basically all companies are anyway covered under 1866. So everything from all these laws are part of Companies Act. So this Companies Act will apply to what? Everything. You would have remembered in this accounts, you had this insurance company, banking company, where in this CA inter accounts, irritating, separate, what do you say, format accounting. Have you ever wondered why? Because they have separate laws. So insurance is governed by Insurance Act and IRDA. Banking Companies Act is governed by Banking Companies Act. Electricity by Electricity Act. Then why the hell are they called companies? They are companies also. They are insurance companies also. So will Companies Act apply to insurance companies, or Insurance Act will apply to insurance companies is the question. That clarity is given here. Provisions of this act shall apply to insurance company, banking company, electricity company, except in so far as the said provisions are inconsistent with the provisions of Insurance Act and IRDA. They are telling simple words, except those which are inconsistent. Means what? They are saying first blindly follow Insurance Act. If Insurance Act says something different than Companies Act, blindly follow Insurance Act. If Insurance Act doesn't talk about anything, then come to Companies Act. Companies format. So we have 29 chapters and 7 schedules. What does the schedule do? Schedule gives the format. Schedule 1 is AOA MOA. Schedule 2 is depreciation. Schedule 3 is my what? P&L and balance sheet. Insurance Act gives a different format. Schedule 3 gives a different format. Inconsistent. What do I follow? Insurance Act. That is exactly why in CA Inter I studied different insurance that format, mucked up everything. Banking company mucked up. Electricity was there for me. You guys don't have it, I think. We had it in old syllabus accounts, electricity companies. So I never understood, even till today I don't understand that format. So these 3, that's what it says, except in so far as the said provisions are inconsistent. We studied in Inter, but the source we are seeing in final. Because of these 3 lines only, we have studied different stuff in Inter. Then any other company governed by any special act for the time being in force. Special act for the time being. If any special law is made only for that, for example, LIC, Life Insurance Corporation is governed by a separate act called LIC Act. Now will LIC Act will apply or Companies Act will apply? They are saying both will apply. Again, if it is something specifically told by LIC Act, follow LIC. Otherwise, Companies Act. Okay, all that I told, company, all that I am saying, that's a simple question. If, okay, is a foreign company a company? Simple question. Tesla Incorporated USA, is it a company? It is a company. Which means it's a foreign company, it's not incorporated. Tesla Incorporated USA I am saying. I am not talking about the company in Bangalore. They opened a company in Bangalore. I am not talking about that. I am talking about Tesla Inc. USA. Is it a company? And now you are using English. Is it a company? Yes, it's a company. In law, unfortunately, we cannot use normal English. Whenever we ask any question, is it a company? First thing again, we have to take recourse to section 2. We need to understand what the hell is a company. What is a company? That's why if you see, now just keep this in mind. The provisions of Act will apply to companies incorporated under this Act or under previous company law. We have already understood previous company law. We went to the previous, to the definitions. Any doubt? Definition. Sir, the definition also is not there, what to do? That doubt will come, no? Definition also, if it is not there, what to do? We will discuss that. Now, this though we already found, right? This, jumbling sections, don't care about it. Just the concept. Company we have to figure out. Again, same. When I am reading for the first time, I should know, no? Again, I will do the same thing. A, B, C, C is company. So it will be somewhere initially only, it will be there. Okay, I am searching, C, okay, MC. 2 clause 20. Company means a company. Same dialogue. Incorporated under this Act or under any previous company law. Means this should be a company incorporated under Companies Act 2013 or any previous company list I have already seen. Which means if it's a company not incorporated under 2013 or those laws, it is not a company. So now tell me, Tesla Incorporated, is it incorporated under Companies Act 2013? No. Is it incorporated in any others, 1866 and all Indian Companies Act? No. It is incorporated somewhere outside India in a company law which is applicable to that particular country. So is Tesla Incorporated USA, is it a company? No. When I say company, is it a company English? Yes, it's a company. But is it a company? No, legal. As per Companies Act 2013, it is not a company. Then what the hell is Tesla? Which means if Tesla opened a company in Bangalore. It opened a subsidiary in Bangalore actually. Now the Bangalore Tesla Bangalore, is that a company? 100% yes, because it is a company incorporated under this act. But the parent company, is it a company? No. So does it mean that Companies Act doesn't govern companies incorporated outside India, which means they can do whatever the hell they want? They can open as many Indian companies as they want, but they will never be touched by Companies Act. Then gone, no? It will be British East India Company 2. Everyone will come and open. It's a problem. So we need to address it. One more important thing that I need to see in this most important word, can you tell me what it is? In this line that I have highlighted, let me increase the font also, just for your knowledge. In 2 clause 20, what is the most important line? Most important word? Incorporated, okay. Something else? Means. The most important word is means. If you actually simply browse through means everywhere, means. See? Crazy. But here something different. Includes. Here something different includes. Here something different includes. Here means. Now we have to understand the question. Means what? What do you mean by means? It is restricted. Now if you see auditing standards means standards on auditing. Super. BCom answer. Auditing standard means standards of auditing. So what do you mean by means is the question. Then what do you mean by includes? Again, I asked you a question. If it is not there in this first, see previous company law, I checked it in the Bare Act, I got it. Company definition, I got it. Now means ka definition, I don't know. Honestly, you see, search for means here. There are 100 means, but there is no definition of means. There are means everywhere. But what do you mean by means? We don't know. Right? So this is something that is not there in the Bare Act. So my question is, when the Bare Act, that specific law doesn't give you the meaning, where will I go? So Vanjarana, she's telling that only that means similar to it is inclusive, only that it means, okay. So guys, and also I told you here, is Tesla incorporated a company? You said yes. You use normal common sense and you said yes. Why? Because it's as per English. But then I said no, see the as per law and tell me. Then you said no. How do we know where to go? You instinctively used your common sense, which is 100% right. Correct? You used your common sense, which is 100% right. You used whatever it is. Correct? If I simply say, keep the money safe with you. If I simply say, keep the money safe with you, how will you interpret the word safe? Just asking. Keep the money safe. I am giving you 1,000 rupees, keep it safe. How will you interpret it? How will you interpret it? In your pocket? In your wallet? In your bag? Or will you interpret when I say safe to be safety deposit locker? Think about it. When I say keep the money safe, how will you interpret it to be? General, normally while talking. Pocket, wherever, just to ensure that it's not shown elsewhere. Yes, Maya, I'll come to that. I read your answer. Good. So what I'm trying to tell is, guys, the beauty about interpretation, if all of you have to decode, which is the objective of this entire classes, we have to master the art of interpretation of statute. Statute means law. Interpretation is obviously interpreting the words given in the law. This is a subject by itself, by the way, which you will learn in law. If you take up LLB and all, they are separate subject. This is a subject to be learnt by the judges. In our country, there are three pillars. One is the legislature, as we know. One more is the executive, and the other one is the judiciary. Who is the law making body? Legislature. We just told in the morning how the law is made. There will be a, committee, they will frame everything we have discussed. Legislature, their job is to make the law. IAS officer, IFS officer, IPS officers, they are the persons who are gonna execute it to the hilt. They are gonna ensure that the laws are followed by the citizens. Otherwise, there is havoc. If there are no rule, it is havoc. So, if I am going in the signal and there is a red color thing there, I like, why should I stop? The moment you tell that, it's a sense of lawlessness will come. Correct? I'll ask you a question. You are at night driving, nobody is there. Red signal comes, will you stop? Just asking randomly. What do you think? Nobody is there, but it's red. And there's a camera. Camera now, everywhere camera traps are there. No, easily they will get caught. Will you cross? No. You're feeling stupid, no? It's khali. I can zip and go, rip and go, but I'm stopping. Why? Because of fear at where mama will catch you. Correct? 500 rupees, 1000 rupees gone. It will come in the notice. Pay. That is law. If you don't execute, the police are not there, lawlessness. I can go wherever I want. No. Sometimes on Sundays they don't put any signal here. Signal will be open. Gone then. Havoc. So you need laws. That is fine. Then comes the judiciary. Judiciary does not make the law, my dear friends. They merely interpret. Now the rule of interpretation. For a chartered accountant, you have standards of auditing. You have your accounting standards. For company secretaries, there is secretarial standard. What is the rule of interpretation for judges? It is called interpretation of statute. This is a subject which the judges have to study. Just like your AS1, SA1, SA2, SA2, 210, SA 600, SA 500, then your accounting standard, Ind AS. Like that, they also have rules. And they have to study those rules. Now, why am I telling you all this? Before you go to the judge, who will the clients come to? You or the judge? You. They will come to you and tell, sir, I have a problem. I need your opinion on this. Please interpret. I am unable to understand this law. Legislature has framed the law. Executive is ready to execute it and they are ready to put a notice. They have already sent a notice. I want to know whether the interpretation is right or wrong. I can't go to the judge. I will come to you. There, when he is sitting in front of you and is giving you a question. So this one question, don't ask me, sir. Choice, I left it in the exam. Interpretation of statute, I never studied in the exam. Interpretation of a statute is a small 4-mark, question in the CA final old syllabus. Do you find interpretation of statute in the new syllabus? No. They have shifted this to CA Inter new syllabus. Thankfully, they are giving some 10 marks in that now. The worst kind of people are us now. We have studied CA Inter old, CA final new. Correct? Even if you have studied CA Inter new, we have skipped that chapter. Pakka. Not understood anything. But this small chapter is the most important chapter if you want to decode the act. How for a cricket player, technique is most important. This is the technique of, defending your clients. So they will come to you and say, sir, I am not understanding this. Why can't Tesla be a company? I don't understand. Sir, company means separate legal entity. No, yes, sir. Tesla is separate legal entity. Yes, sir. So why isn't it company? Oh, correct, no? Shit, I don't know how I cleared. Then we'll think. Correct? That's the problem. Right? So, that is why we need to understand this thing. Interpretation of statute is not there in a syllabus, but every step of the way we'll have to study. And we are unfortunate because we have studied CA inter old syllabus, CA final new syllabus. In both we are not studying. Those of us who have passed CA inter new syllabus also we have not studied. That chapter is, earlier they used to ask for 4. Last 2 attempts they are asking 10 marks. So it was very, very important to understand this. There are rules. There are rules of definitions. For example, means what is given in the interpretation of statute. What do you understand by the word means? What do you understand by the word includes? Then coming to statute. Now next question. Okay, I said statute. What the hell is a statute? Okay, statute is law. Fine. What are the sources of law? Sir, same thing you ask. No, I am not asking same thing. One is this, 100% legislature. I am asking what are the sources of law? How will law come into force? Definitely by legislature. Okay. Then, what is the source of law? In the Nirbhaya rape case, the law was if you are 18 plus only, you have the criminal bent of mind to commit a crime. But there in the Nirbhaya rape case, the person who committed the crime, the most heinous crime, was a 16-year-old kid. So the judiciary was baffled. They are like, I want to interpret and I want to hang him, but the law is not allowing me. Legislature, you have not considered the fact that even 16-year-old fellows can commit these heinous crimes. So they said, it's a precedent. Judicial precedent means what? Never before seen. First time ever. They gave a judgment saying that shut up and amend the law with retrospective effect. I will punish the 16-year-old kid. Please change the law. Lot of rapes were happening in various parts of the country with these cars which had fully 100% tinted glass few years back. The court themselves ruled that this is nonsense. Make a rule where there is this tint has to be removed to the extent of 60%. Now all the cars, if there is full black tint, gone. These are judicial observations where they will demand change of law. This also is a source of law, obviously. This also is a source of law. Third source of law in our country is, let's say I want to go to a temple today, assume. So after class I'll go to a temple, the next door only is there. I mean, I'm not a guy who visits temple, but assume I'll go there. I'll wear my chappal arams and going inside. Priest will say, sir, chappal not allowed, sir. Please put, please leave your slippers outside. I'll say, why? Show me the law. You show me Hindu temple removal of chappal act. Then only I'll remove. Correct? I'll go to a mosque. They'll also say remove slippers. I'll go to a church. Some churches allow, some churches say outside. Forget about that. Here in classroom, I allow. I have no problem. There are some classrooms where you have to leave your slippers outside. We have a reading room. In reading room, we have to leave the slippers outside. Only because that mat is there. Mat will get dirty. I'll tell you reason also. Not any other thing. Mat is there. If you will go outside, stamp on everything and come there. So it will be a problem. Here is easy to clean. Mat you cannot clean. That's the only reason where that rule is there. Now that fellow, you guys only will study here and all, then you want to go study there. There you will tell, show me removal, library removal of Chappal Act. Now the question is very simple. Why is Chappal not allowed in the temple? And why should we follow? There is no written rule at all. My dear friends, in India, third most important rule, source is the customs. Not excise and that custom. Customs and tradition, which we have to follow. The problem in our country is multiple religions, multiple castes, subcastes, sub-religions, everything, and multiple customs. One set of people do not eat meat. One set of people eat only a certain kind of meat. One set of people eat everything except cow. I'm just saying, except beef. Right? One set of people eat everything except pork. One set of people only eat chicken. There also full partiality. What I am trying to tell is, now we have to respect each and every custom, right? The thing is now, then fights will start. Fights again with constitution in mind. Like, I want to go to a temple, you are not allowing me because I am women. I am a female. But you are a male, you are allowed. I am giving you a practical example, Sabrimala case. Sabrimala case. Yeah, Shraddha, arrested based on customs. If you don't remove your footwear and all, it is customs. You have to follow the customs. Sabrimala is the classic case of customs versus constitution. So only men were allowed in the Sabrimala temple and females are not allowed. So females went and a group of females went and said, it is my freedom of religion granted to me in the Indian constitution. Who the hell are you to tell no? Right? This is a classic case. So this went to court. Lot of deliberations. Number of hearings are like crazy. Charge everything, and then eventually constitution won. They said no, women should be allowed. There are some women who are so against this decision. They said no, only men should go. In this class only, if I open the debate, we'll end up fighting. I'm just saying, because each of us are different. Now the problem is that only customs. So in India, the customs are so much so that it's very difficult. Now one person will say, you eat everything, but you are telling that you cannot eat beef because beef is Gomata. But for you it is Gomata, for me it is just meat. I'm just giving you a logical thing. That fellow says no. Then they'll bring, this is Hindustan. As the name itself suggests, this is for Hindus. You are an outcast. I'm just saying. Now this is again politically motivated. So in India since forever, which will never come, I can assure you that they want to bring in something called Uniform Civil Code. Uniform Civil Code means what? All the laws will have one particular rule. Like for example, the triple talaq was one more rule. Under the Islamic law, if you just say talaq, 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 then you can divorce a person. The Shabano case was the main case which actually granted alimony and all those things. It's a classic Supreme Court judgment. Correct? So if you see, the Uniform Civil Code will never come in our country for sure. Yesterday, Sabrimala took almost 15 years to make the judgment. Even the Ram Janmabhoomi, Ayodhya, took years. That was based on adverse possession. Who was possessing the property when? Based on that. So what I am trying to tell is, this is the most dangerous and delicate part of our country, customs and tradition. It is impossible to remove it from our psyche. So if you see, legislature, president and customs, these all frame the law. In this, fabric of law, we need to interpret. So when I say company, Tesla, you say it is included. I should see, boss, why should I include some foreign company in Indian law? Then you will say, what if they cheat? Okay, but then maybe it should be included somewhere else, but not in the definition of company. You will have to think. This is the beauty of the lawmaker. Lawmaker will think on all these aspects. So yeah, correct. It should not be coming in company. It should come there. Then you will use these words. Means, includes, the entire law is this only. Next 180 hours we will be doing this only. The, he, she. Then you will be like, English class is going on or law class. Correct? So now when I told you all these things, when we are reading the law only, you will automatically see what the hell they have given. Means. Most of the cases it is means only. But suddenly you saw somewhere, for example, body corporate, you saw includes. So when I use the word means, it means there is no other meaning that can be given. It is exhaustive. When I say this batch means the best students, means there are no horrible students at all. There are no good also. It is the best. But the moment I say this batch includes, okay students, I'm just giving an example. This batch includes okay students, which means all are good, some are okay, or all are okay and or some are good. What do you think? If I say this batch includes okay students, does it mean all are good but some are okay in that, or does it mean all are okay, some are good? How do you do that? I ask you for better, easier example. I'll ask you for a box of 5-star chocolate. So you give me a box. I'll see. I'll say it has 1 or 2 perk also inside. I say that this box includes, this box of 5-star includes perk also. Which means majority 5-star, little perk, or majority perk 1 or 2 5-star. Majority will be 5-star only. So when I say this batch includes okay students, means majority are, whatever you understood already are good only. But some are okay. If I do ulta, correct, in this batch includes good students, means majority of them are okay. That is my understanding. Some are good. So when I use the word includes, I have to use my common sense. I have to use my general understanding. I have to use something called, I have to literally understand the meaning of words. That is also a rule of interpretation. We are all deriving from that only. Customs, precedent, etc. to become bound by it should include in the act. Yes, customs, etc. are all are part of the law itself. If it is customary to do something, it is customary. That's why if you see in these marriages and all, if you don't follow certain customs, they'll get offended. Like your parents also generally, they used to tell you, don't cut your nails in the evening. Don't go for haircut on Tuesday. I used to ask my dad why. He never had an answer. So I used to go on Tuesday only, just to piss him off. Then he said, don't cut your nails on in the evening. 9 o'clock I used to cut. Tell me the reason and I'll agree. But for example, you should not eat after sunset. For that there is a reason. There are various, chakras involved, and also, especially this Jain community, don't eat after sunset because the metabolism of the body will be highest during the day. At night it comes down. So if you eat a lot, you cannot digest food properly. That is a scientific reason, okay. There are some which are, so customs, unfortunately, because of misinterpretation from time and again, they will go for a toss. And then ultimately it becomes, what do you say, more of following certain things than the actual custom. During, from whatever I have read, during this, what do you say, Ayuth Puja, they put lemons under the car and you will go around it, go on it. Have you ever asked why? Why you will do it? 4 lemon juice I can drink, no? Have you ever thought? I was trying to find the answer. One gentleman told me, in the olden days, bullock carts used to be there, no? That used to go on the road. Because of the mud, etc., sludge, etc., they had to be, you have to put lemon to clear all the dirt, so it can go smooth on the surface. That is the reason where, especially when they did puja, not just one lemon, they used to smear the entire wheel with lemon. So from years and years and years, that bullock cart has become cycle, cycle have become cars, cars have become luxury cars, but the practice still remains. Ayuth Puja, lemon. Correct? So this time I got pissed off. My dad said, I'm not going to do. 4 lemon juice I can drink. He said, no, do. My great grandfather was doing. So that's the custom. So customs get, mixed up. If you know any other reason, please tell me. I searched for all these years. Why the hell should I put lemon? And I wanted to know. You have to ask, no, why? You tell me why, I'll do it. If you have any other reason, please tell me. I know this much only. They have told me that was the reason. And there's no need for us to do that, but yeah, we all do. We'll all do because of the customs. So what I'm saying is customs becomes a law. And if you see today, many comedians are being arrested. Are you seeing? Many comedians are not allowed to do their show. Why? They are saying you are hurting the sentiments. Custom. You are hurting my religious sentiments. You are hurting my, what do you say? They are saying sedition against the country. Correct? So if you see, then again that's between my freedom of speech. Boss, I am just doing a comedy show. I'll tell something. Fine, if it hurts you, I am sorry. Now then many shows are cancelled saying that you are not allowed to speak. Now that again is a concept of customs versus constitution. That's why constitution is very important. That is why interpretation of statute is very, very important. So if you see, when I use the word, coming back to my notes here, I hope you are able to understand, guys. I told you first 2-3 days you'll be like, what is this fellow telling? I came for law, he's giving full gyan. No, but that's how it is. You need to understand the entire thing only then. If you see here, page number 30, it will all come back to the notes, don't worry. Check it out, page number 30. Online people, are you understanding? Yeah, if you see means, when they have used the word means, it's an exhaustive definition. Exhaustive definition means no other meaning can be given. In simple words, no other meaning can be given. No other meaning can be given. On the other hand, when I say it is restrictive, that is also same. Means the entire meaning is restricted only to that one line. When I say company means a company incorporated under this act or any other previous company law, that's all. Don't go beyond that. Sir, behind 1866, don't go. 1866 is the first. So exhaustive, no other meaning can be given. Restrictive, it is restricted only to that particular definition. But the moment I use the word includes, it opens up to interpretation. If I say resident means 182 days in the previous year, that's all. If I say resident includes 182 days, or then you will say, oh, resident as per Income Tax Act, resident as per FEMA, resident as per some other law, you will bring everything. One word. The most powerful word in company means company incorporated under this act. In the interview you are shouting incorporated is the most important word. No, means is the most important word. If they had just told, think about it, if they had just told company includes a company incorporated under this act, then gone. Tesla also is a company then. Right? So any law, now you open Income Tax Act also, same thing you will see. I can assure you. That's right. One law you will study, every law in your pocket. And nowadays in interviews also they are asking Bare Act. I have a student who just messaged me, 5th time he passed CA final. He was dying in that other laws only, he was not clearing. Law always used to, law he got exemption first attempt only, then he lost the exemption. How many attempts exemption he can carry? No, 3, he lost the exemption actually, because the other things he was not passing. 5th attempt he cleared. Old syllabus, ISCA, he was failing in ISCA only, that ISCA, then he converted to new syllabus and cleared one shot. That his nemesis was ISCA. So he was telling that he went to this Big Four and they said, what do you want to do? He said, I want to do corporate law and also income tax. Generally for a newcomer, that interview will not go for so long and all. But this guy, he was just telling some very weird and nice answers. So it went to the associate director, then it went to partner. Never takes interviews for normal first level people. But because of this guy, the way he was analyzing, the partner called him and he was telling me the interview was very simple. He gave him the Bare Act, it seems. And he told, tell me whatever you know about it. My student, no, full 2 horns. Sir, you tell me what you want. Full Josh. Because he knew, sir, I will not know if you ask me, but you have given me the Bare Act now, so you tell me whatever you want to ask. So he struggled, definitely, but he knew exactly where it was. And then he was offered 2 lakhs rupees per month. Very rare case. Everyone won't get, guys. Very, very rare case. I was so happy. He just called me and said, because of that Bare Act analysis, I understood. I said, I didn't do anything. He was thanking me. I said, boss, I have taught so many students. Not all of you are like, not all are like you, right? You have that interest. So my, objective is just to show you a direction. And it's up to you to build on it. But one thing I can assure you, by the end of these classes, you can open any Bare Act in the world. It's my assurance. You will be able to understand. At least it will not be an embarrassing scenario tomorrow when the client is sitting, you will not tell, it's okay if you don't know. It's okay. It's okay if you don't know. But you will never tell, sir, I don't know. You will tell, I will get back to you tomorrow. And you will know where to check. My textbook is a waste. Please throw it after exam. I am telling you. Everything is a waste. ICI material is waste. My textbook is a waste. Everything is a waste. The only thing is the Bare Act. So that's why I'm saying BEAR Act, and it's available online free, no tension. So make use of it, keep reading. Next time whenever you see definition, it should go here. Now you think about it. In company's definition, it was includes, meaning only will change. All interpretation will change. But the moment I use the word includes, things will change again. When I say body corporate, BCom answer, corporate body means what? Separate legal entity. Forget about includes. When you say separate legal entity, what all can you think of? Company, it can be an LLP, it can be, let's say, what do you say? It can't be a partnership firm because partnership firm is not a separate legal entity. Common sense. It can be a statutory corporation like LIC. It can be, what do you say, a bank. It can be an insurance company. It can be a financial institution, anything. Now tell me, body corporate is a separate legal entity. Can Tesla Incorporated also be a body corporate? Common sense, yes. That is why they say includes. And to make it more clear, they have only given body corporate or corporation includes a company incorporated outside India. They have only given. So Tesla Incorporated will come under 2 clause 11. Tesla Bangalore will come under 2 clause 20. Both are covered under Companies Act. Tesla Incorporated can't play around here in India. It's covered under 2 clause 11. Includes a company incorporated outside India. But then the beauty is, then in that case you will include everything. I need to subtract something. That's why they have only given but does not include. Which means whatever you can think in the whole world which has a separate legal entity is part of 211, except these two. These two may be separate legal entities, but they are not body corporate. What are they? Cooperative society registered under any Cooperative Societies Act. A separate cooperative society law is there. It may be separate legal entity, but it is governed under that law. That is not body corporate. Any other body corporate, which means what? It is a body corporate, but still not a body corporate. It's like getting 40 but not 50. You are a CA but not a CA. You passed, but still you failed. Correct? No. You get 40 in all subjects. Have you passed? Yes. Overall, have you passed? No. Like that. So body corporate includes foreign company, but does not include any other body corporate. What is that? Not being a company as defined in this act, is the central government may specify. Central government can bring out notification and say this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are not, they are body corporate. They are not body corporate as per Companies Act. They can come tomorrow and tell. So that is why this thing comes here. Body corporate, that's how it is. So includes and means is what I need to see. Now can central government do whatever the hell they want to do like this? Can they change the law? Of course, government can amend the law. But once the law is framed, they are also very much part of the law. But government, can they come out with certain exemptions? Yes. Now this is an exemption which the power is given to the government only here. If this line was not there, no, then government couldn't have done anything. So government can change the meaning here and there whenever they deem fit. So this is the scene. So if you see now, for example, you will only understand, though we'll continue tomorrow, but just read. Here what is the most important word? Obviously, means. Who is a director? Now we are doing director basics. Who is a director? Director means a director. Oh, super. Director means a director. What? Appointed to the board of a company. Appointed to the board of a company. If I go to the previous company law, sir, this law only you are not understanding, you will understand. But if you see the previous company law, this is 1956, I opened that also. 1956 if I open, just to, out of curiosity. Sir, we don't have curiosity, but I have, I'll show you. So, out of curiosity, if I want to see the definition of the old law, some nonsense sections were there. Anyway, section 2, section 3 also had definitions of company there. It was mixed between the two. But anyway, if I see this, no, old Companies Act. See. Old Companies Act definition is slightly different, just for your knowledge. Director includes any person occupying the position of director by whatever name called. Deadly. By whatever name called. So just but here in this law now, they have lot of modification. Means a director. There it says director includes person. Here they are saying director means a director appointed to the board of a company. There they say occupying the position of a director by whatever name called. So for instance, I am just telling you, if there is a fictional company called INC Limited, fictional company called INC Limited with 3 directors, Mr. Mann, Mr. Mohan, third name you can only guess, fictional company you can guess, Singh. 3 people are there, Mr. Mann, Mr. Mohan and Mr. Singh, our fictional company called INC Limited. These 3 directors are dummy directors. They are actually not working, they are simply on paper, dummy directors. This company is being controlled by one more company, let's say again, simply randomly I am thinking and telling, Italian Marbles Limited. Just I am telling, Italian Marbles. There is a company called Italian Marbles Limited. That company is controlling INC Limited. Directors of Italian Marbles are, let's say, Miss Sonia. Randomly I am thinking. Any connection to any person living or dead is pure coincidental. Miss Sonia, and we'll put one Indian name, Mr. Pappu. Correct. Andhra fellows. Andhra meals you have had, in that Pappu they'll give, that Pappu. Right? So then let's say one other fellow will take Mr. Robert. Simply random names. So if you see, for example, Italian Marbles Limited is the directors of Italian Marbles Limited, Mr. Robert, Miss Sonia and Mr. Pappu are controlling the operations of INC Limited, on whose board of directors Mr. Mann, Mr. Mohan, Mr. Singh are there. Under the new Companies Act, who are the directors? Mr. Mann, Mr. Mohan and Mr. Singh, because they are governed under 2 clause 34. Director means a director who has been appointed to the board of a company. Which company? INC Limited. But if I see the old company law, director includes a person occupying the position of a director, whereby he is controlling by whatever name called. He is not even a director on INC, but is occupying the position of a director indirectly. So if you see, which is more deadly definition? Old law. In old law, who are the directors of INC Limited? Mann, Mohan, Singh, Sonia, Pappu, Robert. Fictional names. And what is the company here? INC Limited. But in the new Companies Act, who are the directors alone? Mann, Mohan and Singh. Does it mean it's a loophole where others can control through somebody else and they have absolutely no, they have a free reign, no control. They can do whatever the hell they want. Lawmakers are not stupid. They would have inserted something somewhere. These fellows are called shadow directors. Shadow. They are not exactly directors, but they are directors. Who are these shadow directors? Where are they controlled? All that we shall see tomorrow. This is enough today. We'll see tomorrow. Tomorrow, of course, basics will continue. We have not even started. I just give you an overview of how to read the Bare Act. So tomorrow when you are seeing any law, first thing you will see in section 2 is whether it's means or include. That you can never miss only. Your entire answer will depend on one word, means or includes. And that is not given in the syllabus only. That is part of interpretation of statutes, which we missed superbly. Both in inter, we either missed because it was not in syllabus or we missed that chapter. Which unfortunately institute should keep that mandatorily. In inter they are doing now. 10 to 12 marks they are giving now, excellent. But still people are leaving that chapter because they don't know how to study. But it's okay, no problem. Alright guys, thank you so much. See you tomorrow, 7 a.m. sharp, we'll start. Thank you. Online people, bye. See you tomorrow.